For Hercules' fifth labor, King Eurystheus sent him to central Arcadia to help King Augean with a certain insurmountable challenge that would test even the mightiest of heroes. The Augean stables were owned by King Augean, a wealthy and powerful ruler with a vast number of cattle. These stables had not been cleaned for years, and the accumulated filth and dung had become an enormous, malodorous mess. The stench from the stables was so foul that it polluted the air for miles around. Eurystheus, the king who had imposed the 12 labors upon Hercules, believed that cleaning the Augean stables was an impossible task. However, Hercules, undeterred by the enormity of the challenge, set out on his journey to complete this seemingly menial labor. When Hercules arrived at the Augean stables, he assessed the situation and quickly realized that attempting to clean the stables with conventional methods would take an eternity. Instead, he devised a clever and unconventional plan. Hercules negotiated with King Augean, promising to clean the stables in a single day in exchange for a portion of the king's prized cattle. The king agreed to Hercules' proposal, thinking it was a foolish wager. Unbeknownst to Augean, Hercules diverted the rivers Alpheus and Peneus, redirecting their mighty currents through the Augean stables. The powerful flow of the rivers swept through the stables, washing away the years of accumulated filth in a matter of hours. King Augean, astonished and somewhat begrudgingly impressed, had no choice but to honor his agreement. However, when he learned that Hercules had accomplished the task by redirecting rivers, he accused the hero of deceit. The case went to court, where Hercules called the son of Augean to testify. The son, Phyleus, confirmed that his father had agreed to pay, and the judge took the evidence and ordered restitution for Hercules. The king paid, but sent his son into exile and ordered Hercules to leave his lands immediately. In another version, Hercules murders King Augean and implants his son as ruler. This tale of Hercules and the Augean stables became a legendary example of how cleverness and ingenuity could triumph over seemingly insurmountable challenges. Once again in Arcadia, in a valley of the northern mountains in an area known as the Peloponnese, there lurked a menace that terrified the local inhabitants, the Stymphalian birds. These monstrous creatures, with feathers as sharp as metal, had become a scourge upon the land, preying upon the people and livestock of the region. Their menacing beaks and talons struck fear into the heart of all who dwelled nearby. They were said to have beaks of bronze that could pierce armor as easily as cork. Eurystheus, the king who assigned Hercules his 12 labors, was well aware of the terror inflicted by these deadly birds. For his 6th labor, Hercules was tasked with ridding the land of Arcadia of this menacing avian threat. As Hercules entered the swamp, he heard the sharp, piercing cries of the Stymphalian birds. These monstrous creatures, with wings that blotted out the sun, descended upon Hercules with a ferocity that matched their menacing appearance. Undeterred, the mighty hero drew his bow, a gift from the god Apollo, and began firing arrows into the sky. The Stymphalian birds, agile and deadly, proved to be elusive targets. It seemed as if the hero's arrows could not find their mark amidst the chaotic flurry of feathers and piercing cries. Realizing that conventional methods wouldn't be enough, Hercules devised a cunning plan. He consulted with the goddess Athena, who offered him a set of castanets made by the god Hephaestus himself, and she suggested that he use them to create a cacophony that would startle and disorient the birds. With the bronze castanets in hand, Hercules began to clap them together with a resounding rhythm. The noise echoed through the land, creating a disorienting symphony that threw the Stymphalian birds into confusion. Seizing the opportunity, Hercules unleashed a relentless barrage of arrows, each finding its mark as the birds struggled to regain their composure. The once terrifying sky, filled with monstrous creatures, was gradually replaced by the steady fall of defeated birds. Hercules, with his unparalleled skill and the guidance of Athena, had triumphed over the Stymphalian birds. The people of Arcadia now free from the menace that had plagued them for so long, hailed Hercules as their savior. The tale of Hercules and the Stymphalian birds spread far and wide, adding another glorious chapter to the hero's legendary exploits. His clever use of divine gifts, combined with his unmatched strength and courage, solidified Hercules' status as one of the greatest heroes in ancient Greek mythology. In both of these stories, Hercules used an aspect to complete his labor with something besides his own bare hands. It's debated whether it was the Augean stables where he was paid, or the Stymphalian birds where Athena gave him an advantage, but it was one of these that King Eurystheus did not accept. Therefore, Hercules' original 11 labors turned into 12.